Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we got the weapon mod currently equipped in my character's hands here. This is IceStorm's FN F2000. So the F2000, for me anyway, is a very iconic weapon because this weapon I was first introduced to, in video game terms at least, in Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3 Operation Metro, you play medic, you god dang have the FN F2000, you spray an extremely fast rate of fire, for especially an assault rifle, right? And this one kind of holds up. It does a lot of really good things here. Obviously, we got some laser sights and all kinds of stuff on there, but let's just take a look at the fire rate to start. Now, I want to mention the audio of this. The audio of this weapon sells it completely for me, right? It sounds good. It feels good in terms of its animations. That animation quality on that reload animation is wonderful, right? It just does sound good. It just is good, right? Obviously, I got the iron sights on it right now, but it does come by default with its special unique FN F2000 scope. Now, you may not be aware, but the FN F2000 was a weapon designed to be like super futuristic. It didn't need to have a scope attached to it because it just came with the best one it could possibly have. So if we go down in here to utility in the chemistry station, you can craft this weapon for yourself. You can also craft the GRL switcher for free, which is the grenade launcher, which we'll get into in a second. But we'll craft the default FN F2000. And then we'll show that off here. So with the default version, right? Mine's quick and powerful, and I've done a bunch of things to it, right? This is the default version. It does also happen to be suppressed. It's not the default version. That's kind of an interesting mechanic. That's what it sounds like, suppressed, which is still needy. That's for sure, right? And if you have that grenade switcher, right? It's an 8 item, so I've assigned it to a hotkey. That's the whole purpose, is that you can switch on the fly to a grenade launcher. And the grenade launcher has special grenade launcher sights. You can see that. Look at that. Like, you can kind of aim, be like, all right, I'm going to put it on that. And you got to balance for drop, right? So, like, it's more like, I got to reload it again. There we go. That is still wonderful that it, because, like, not very many weapons I've covered in my time actually have functional grenade launcher switches. That is cool. I'll tell you what, okay? But let's take a look at the customization you can do with this weapon, okay? Real quick, I'm going to equip my other version here real quick because I already kind of pimped it out, and we'll show off this some variety here, right? So I do want to show off. I'm going to scrap this one real quick because I don't need 2 of them. So by default, usually it comes with the standard barrel, but you can put the light barrel on there. It makes the weapon lighter and it makes the accuracy more. Doesn't increase range because it's a light barrel, but it's lighter, but gives you all the good stuff, right? So you can also put muzzle brakes on here, and the suppressors we kind of showed off there. The suppressor is called an Odinworks Brimstone 556. It's got a big fancy modern military suppressor sounding name. But you can also put different muzzle brakes on there to improve that recoil control. A high rate of fire usually comes with some things. You can change the mode here in the weapon workbench, but that's not necessary because you have the switch. You can, choose to attach that laser module. It does look cool. It makes the gun heavier, but the laser module does do things. You can make by default, my first one I crafted was semi-auto. Obviously does do more damage per bullet, semi-auto. You don't actually lose that much fire rate, and you do gain some range, and it makes the weapon less heavy. So this is technically the optimal way, especially with the way that Fallout 4 is designed. In case you're unaware, I've said this in multiple videos before, but the most damage per bullet is always going to be better in Fallout, the way they would do damage resistance and stuff. So put the grenade launcher on there. You can have the regular handgun on there too if you want to. I think the grenade launcher is good. I think if we have a handguard, do we have like other different things we could put on there? No, there's like no, like, because it looks like there's a railing on there. Like maybe you could put something on there. It's not worth it. Grenade launcher's worth it. Grenade launcher is everything, right? Like, so I got the advanced receiver. There's only 3 different magazines, and they're all 30 rounds here. So you have a regular standard magazine, which is your standard reload speed, and then both of these Magpul P-Mags are faster. There's one that has a window in there where you can see the ammunition in there. I don't think it's going to be like a live ammunition counter. And besides the fact it's a bullpup design weapon, which means the magazine is behind the receiver here, right? It's going to be in your shoulder. You're never going to see that in first person, even if you have like a crazy field of view or something, right? It's just not going to happen. But you can do that to make it faster. I'm going to make it slower just for a second. I'm going to put the default F2000 scope on there. I believe the default F2000 scope does not allow you to have the laser sight, which is a negative, for sure, because look at this big ass fucking scope. Look at this big ass fucking scope taking up your whole fucking screen. I mean, that rate of fire is still very good semi-auto, I'll tell you that much, right? And you can still use the grenade launcher with the F2000 scope, right? It just kind of aims to the side. The fact that that works, right? Like if at regular distances that will hit that tree, right? It does work. Nice chunky sounding grenade animations and stuff too. This is our slow reload. It's not that much slower, and it almost does make it feel meatier and chunkier, but I do not recommend using the F2000 scope as much as it's cool and kind of iconic to go with the weapon. Some of these scopes for me don't have sights, like this Leopold carbine optics doesn't have a reticle, but we could put that on there. We could put the laser sight back on, and we'll go with the windowed mag. You can see in there kind of, like, you can, if I get the night reflection in there, right, like you can kind of see the bullets in there, but I imagine that's not gonna like live update or whatever. Like this sight doesn't have a sight. See, there's no reticle. I don't know what I'm shooting at, right? Like, so that's like the most broken issue I've seen with this weapon though. But other than that, like, maybe you could argue it needs a longer barrel or whatever, increase that range to over 200 or something stupid, right? Maybe you, because like I've seen a lot of assault rifle type weapons, you get like 500 suppressors, you get all the kinds of crazy shit, right? Like, you know, I think it's unnecessary here. I think you get all that you need, all the different receivers you need, right? Maybe you could go with an extended mag. I don't know, maybe an extended mag doesn't work with this particular weapon design, right? Maybe that's a real life thing. But you do get a decent scope variety. You get like longer range scopes. Iron sights is my kind of personal preference, but you might want to maybe go like an ACOG, maximize the accuracy stat so you can hit better in VATS and stuff like that. EOTech at least works. I think the EOTech is probably my favorite of the sights. It just sounds good, man. I really do like this gun a lot. I think it's a great gun. Hits hard. I think it's an iconic design, at least for me, right? I mean, it just looks good, feels good. So you have this razor sight here, but yeah, you're only going to get that 30 round mag, and you can make it faster reload, and it is a little bit faster there, and you can make it semi-auto or automatic with, you know, varying levels of damage increases. The grenade launcher is very cool. The laser sight is very cool because it actually seemingly works. If I use iron sights, you'll see. I mean, obviously you can switch to weapon mode, but the fact that you have a toggle for that you can craft and then use on your, you know, quick bar is very good. Grenade launcher, rifle. Like, I even try to trick the weapon, right? So, like, if I shoot off the weapon a bunch, I can switch to grenade launcher, and I switch back to rifle. I'm fully reloaded. You could animation skip, but it will not let you shoot until it's ready to shoot again, right? So, like, I'll do that again real quick. So I'll shoot the grenade, right? And then I'll try to quickly shoot, and then I'm tapping the trigger, and it won't do anything until it's ready to shoot anyway, right? You can't, like, interrupt the reload animation and just spam grenades that way. I mean, there's the razor sight. I don't really like that reticle, but at least the reticle exists, right? That counts for something. We're going to count it for something. Because that one sight didn't have a reticle at all, right? I'll show off the ACOG scope here. This is the way you probably want to use the weapon with VATS. It's obviously a big old ACOG scope. It does take up a lot of your screen real estate. Well, like half your screen is just side sight. But it does have a nice zoom to it. It's going to be very accurate in VATS, I imagine, with a high accuracy stat. But my personal preference, like I said, is actually just iron sights. I'm a real minimalist when it comes to my sight optics. I would like the wider field of view. I'd like to see more things rather than be like really zoomed in. I'm not a big high zoom kind of guy. But yeah, that's the FN F2000. It's a good gun. I mean, we're going to go test it out in some combat, obviously, because that's going to be a fun time. I mean, the fact that laser sight is perfectly lined up with those iron sights is wonderful. Because so many laser sights get it wrong, right? And the fact that the grenade launcher works and you have a grenade launcher sight is crazy. We're going to go test it out in some combat, though. I'm going to test the grenade launcher, test the regular weapon. I'm going to make it full auto again because I'm a lazy piece of shit who only can hold down the trigger. That's my only capability as a human being. But I will see you guys when we get some combat. Alright, everybody, pulling up here, Zombies Arena Arcade mode, ready to shoot the gun off some live targets, maybe. I do want to mention the texture quality, and this is quite good, too, though. This weapon does look nice, like, especially right when that light hitting it. It looks good. So let's hop in here. Let's fight some zombies, well, whatever I choose to spawn in. So we'll go the USAR Satellite Station Olivia, why not? It's got little clustered sections where we can use the grenade launcher to good effect. So we're going to spawn in some regulars, I guess. That works just fine for me. Like I said, I'm going to try to test the weapon in all of its different varieties here. Obviously, fully auto, but like you just spray one little burst, that man got annihilated. Excuse me. So, should be more people like up here. I mean, the hip fire on that laser sight is quite good as well. Somebody's across the way here. The reverb in this fucking building is crazy. So, I know there's usually multiple people in this bathroom, so if I go in here like that, grenade. I think there's only one today in this particular instance, but that's okay. I gotta pick up this gun. This is a mod I gotta cover later. It's part of the reason I do these combat tests. So mods that don't let you just craft them, I can get them off gunners and shit. Is there more people in here? There is. 2 people back there. They're both dead? I believe they're both dead. Grenades are good. Like, for those situations that like interiors and stuff, and you have enough range to not blow yourself the fuck up, it works really well like that. So obviously we have to test third person out as well. Some of you only play in third person. I respect it. Don't, you know, do it myself usually, but I do try to show off mods in that capacity. From my understanding and my testing so far already, it works great in third person, right? The laser sight doesn't quite line up in third person though, as well as it does in first person. But I mean, that guy just, why is there so much, why is there blood over here? What happened to that man where his blood got all the way over here? The reload works well though. And the weapon switch is a little awkward. Obviously, weapon switches are like toggles, right? So like it like kind of makes the weapon disappear from your hand. My character even kind of flickered there. Is anybody in the bathroom? Yeah, there was somebody in the bathroom. I think just one person again, but like that just cleared the whole bathroom. I don't have to aim that fucking hard. I did forget to show you guys, to craft grenades for this weapon, you gotta craft 40mm grenades. It's at the chemistry station as well, under the grenade section. So just so you guys know, it's a pretty simple process, but you do have to craft grenades as ammo for this. It's just regular 5.56 and it's full auto mode. Or in the rifle mode, I guess. It looks like there was a lot of people on the map over here too. Two with a grenade, two with a grenade, two with a grenade. 3 in here? Got somebody. But like, look, that guy's gonna get cornered really hard. Like, I could see his shadow and then he died for it. But yeah, IceStorm's FN F2000 is a wonderful gun, right? With the grenade launcher, the underbarrel grenade launcher that you can actually switch to kind of on the fly for those situations where it's applicable to use it. And then you still get a fully powerful rifle that's semi-auto, fully auto. Sounds really good. Reload looks really nice, feels really good. Sounds really good. Got laser sight, all the customization you need. Just one broken reticle on a scope, but other than that, it's just a flawless weapon in terms of being fun to use. For me, being nostalgic, right? Shooting a very common ammunition, that 5.56. Obviously, you have to craft the grenades. You have to craft the grenade launcher and stuff, and that might be expensive over time. You do need demolitions expert too, so you kind of have to have a particular type of build that's also good at, you know, blowing things up as well. But that makes sense, right? That makes sense that to craft the grenades, you have to be good at the things that go boom. But it's a wonderful weapon, and I highly recommend you guys check it out for yourselves. If you guys are interested in checking out this mod for yourselves, make sure to check out the top link in the description. There'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page or the Nexus mod page, so you can download this mod for yourselves there. You guys make sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is IceStorm's FN F2000 the assault rifle for you? Because it is for me. It's a wonderful gun. A high rate of fire, like SMG type, spraying bullets, right? With the grenade launcher for extra, just that extra oomph, right? And with the working grenade launcher sight, it's just, everything just kind of works on this gun. It's just it's a wonderful mod. You guys let me know what you think though in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, make sure to leave a like rating down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. That way you can check out more videos from me. And also, even if you haven't already subscribed, and if you're a new subscriber, make sure you hit the bell so that way you actually get notified when I upload a video, which is a couple times a week. And then you can check out more Fallout 4 mods from me. But yeah, pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.